We all know that catching someone's eye is a surefire way to market yourself as any artist of any kind. After all, art is expression. Expression is best interpreted when someone can actually convey their meaning to a particular audience. Of course, music being a form of art is no different. While musical talent and skill is arguably the most important aspect of any musical artist's career, their image is nearly, or in some cases, just as important. Musical artists are more recently deciding to don a much more unique attire. The SoundCloud wave leveled up more on body and even face tats, crazy hair colors and styles, and of course, the internet beefs and rants. However, a much more intriguing method many artists use nowadays in the underground is the use of donning a specific and unique mask. These masks come in all colors, shapes, and sizes. Some only covering the nose and mouth, to covering the entire face. Some primary, simple colors, to others being extremely complex and exaggerated. What is the significance of wearing a mask? Before I go into that, I will definitely make clear that wearing a mask in music was never new. Famously, and probably the originators, though I could be wrong, were those in the metal and hardcore community if I'm not mistaken. Of course, the widely known and respected band of Slipknot garnered horrific and petrifying masks you'd expect to see on the set of a horror film. Many bands such as Hollywood Undead, Ghost, Lordi, and The Locusts are just a few on the spectrum. Even the EDM crowd rocks a very vibrant and colorful technological mask like the famous Deadmau5 or Marshmello. And who can forget the masked dual wielders of Daft Punk? Heck, masks aren't even relatively new in the rap world, as one of the most legendary and important rappers to grace the underground, MF Doom, wore his signature Marvel Comics inspired Mask of Doom. So cutting to the chase, let's ask, what is the significance of wearing a mask? Scarlxrd, the current leading scream rap artist of the underground, regularly dons a face mask covering his nose and mouth. He wears various types of masks, if you consider a breather a mask, all throughout his tumultuous career. The first time we see him wearing a mask was in the music video for I'm Not a Mess, way back in 2017. It however seems that Scarlxrd's mask is more of an aesthetic means, as his identity is already widely known. Previously a YouTuber, in many of his music videos before I'm Not a Mess, he truly never donned a mask. It seems that the mask probably was more so just a persona thing or maybe a minor alter ego of sorts. He even went through a period of making music videos without his mask, possibly trying to enforce change, though he eventually went back to it as of late. As far as notoriety, it seems that his mask is definitely a big part of his success as an artist. Obviously his talent and skill are his major factors, though his audience definitely responds more to his aesthetics and physical appeal. The mask, the jarring, edgy vibe, played no little part in his fame since he permanently wore his mask for his Heart Attack video, which shot him to near mainstream status. Many underground artists definitely took an inspiration from this, and even one YouTuber who got him to sign his very similar mask. Project is another leader in the aggressive rap genre, who when adverse to Scarlxrd, started out in his career with his mask usage. Unlike and in opposition to Scarlxrd, Project's mask holds way more significance to him as an artist. Project rarely, if ever, has shown his face since he began his music career. Back when he was in Fallen Angels, few of his pics of him were in a mask that covered his lower half of his face. It's debated that he initially started using that trend for his image before Scarlxrd, as the two knew each other previously. Regardless of who copied who, Project took the mask debacle very seriously, so much to the point that he began wearing and even selling a balaclava as merch with his engraving on the forehead, similar to Lil Toenail and the upcoming artist Anakin Skywalker. Project's use of his mask was most likely in his self-reverence and self-hatred earlier in his career. His mask symbolized more so him being misunderstood, therefore always in a mask. Similar to Batman, where it is implied that in the comic books that Bruce Wayne is actually the facade and Batman is the true identity. It seems Project and his real face of emotion that he pours into his music, and that, I will insert his name here that I won't expose, is truly The Mask. Ever since posting pictures of himself since doing music has only shown his face once, and if you were reluctant to catch it, you are very lucky. 7. As he stated, is a fictional character. He chooses this so his audience's perception of him is based on how they want to see or view him. It is a journey for the audience. His audience can make up or depict 7 however they want to view him. The Mask is solely a template that his fans can insert or put any type of hero or even villain they wish to place him in and relate to him on. To me, 7 probably has one of the largest fan art followings that I have ever seen for a relatively small artist, and I mean small as in comparison to like Scarlet and Project levels of notoriety. His mask definitely aids in his artistry and notoriety, and his unique take on approaching music is definitely something unusual for mask builders, which shows why he's so beloved. There are various artists that wear masks that are worth mentioning that are not as complex. Era, whose mask is similar to that of Buckethead, the famous guitarist. However, many attributed Era to being a 7 copy, and while there are a lot of 7 copies, he is positively not one of them if you listen to his music. Era's mask is filled with a bunch of symbols that have specific meanings to him. Wearing the symbols on his face are the best way he feels he can give power to these symbols and their meaning. Another artist and close friend of mine, Fukudo, who dons a canine face cover, complete with ears and somewhat of a snout. His Anubis-like mask stands out, as it is animal-themed. He is never seen without his mask, however, he only wears it because it looks badass. Hard to argue with him there. King, a rapper in the well-known underground collective Spider Gang, and is the only artist in the collective I see with a mask that he actually wears in pictures and in performances. His mask is that of a drawn-on hockey mask, similar to Jason. He takes his mask off regularly, so it isn't of any major importance. Mentioned before, artists like Lil Toenail and Anakin Skywalker wear balaclavas with the eyes and mouth exposed. They aren't seen without their masks, and it seems to garner attention as their music is used quite a bit in meme culture, and for whatever reason. As it seems, masks have played a large role in underground music as of late, whether it be for aesthetic purposes, keeping an identity, symbolism, or what seems to be the most common usage, marketing and affiliation. It seems there's no one reason a mask is used in rap. I hope mainstream and other communities of music looks at this one and becomes inspired by the way art is interpreted in such a diverse medium. Who knows what else these artists have in store for us. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and stay tuned to Life Happens.